Hello there, I'm Declan Trainer, and you're very welcome to the April edition of the Virginia Roundup. Well, thanks for joining us once again here on the Virginia Roundup. We have another interesting podcast for you this month. Gary Brazil from Age Defy Fitness will be here talking about how to get from couch to 5k in about 6 to 8 weeks. Also, we have the 2-minute reset with Michelle. But first, despite all the communications we have in our world today, loneliness still remains a serious issue. And one group that was set up to help combat this is Walkie, Talkie and Tea. Now, Walkie, Talkie and Tea began when founder Anne-Marie Sexton wanted company for a walk and realised that others might be feeling the same. Now, she first brought together 6 friends for a social walk with the hope of creating a space where people could connect and ease loneliness in a simple and relaxed way. And it has grown and grown since its inception. Well, joining me on the line to tell us more about Walkie, Talkie and Tea are 2 members of the group. We'll be talking to Judith in a couple of moments, but first of all, we say hello and welcome to the Virginia Roundup to Jane Galligan. Hello there, Jane.
Hi to everyone. My name's Jane and I'm a member of the Walkie, Talkie Tea group here based in Cavan. It comes under the umbrella of Get Ireland Walking. So it's set up here in Cavan last September 2025 by a lady called Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie decided to go with a Monday evening meeting at the Orchard, 7:30 in Drummondley. And the walk is roughly 2 kilometres. And then we return back to the Orchard for a cup of tea and lovely treats. I guess it's this that makes this walking group a little different. All ages are welcome, from the very young to the very old. So it's a great initiative, and new members are joining every week.
And Walkie Talkie Tea was set up by Anne-Marie, who wanted company for a walk and realised that others might be feeling the same. So it's an organisation for people who are looking for company and perhaps some friendship.
Absolutely. We make great friends. We share maybe what has happened during the day to us or the weekend or whatever, and everyone has a little contribution towards it, which is really lovely. And we're back at 8 o'clock at the Orchard, and Jerry from the Orchard kindly facilitates with a cup of tea or coffee, and we have lovely treats. And we share different views and opinions on things. And Anne-Marie might have somebody come in to speak from another organisation and give us a bit of feedback on their situation. Some members maybe from the group. Within the group, we have lovely people from here, this country, and further afield. And they're wonderful people, and they share their stories and experience in their lives. And it's absolutely brilliant.
And I suppose the other thing to remember is that it's not a fitness class, so you don't have to be really fit. It's just a leisurely stroll, and it's a social event.
Absolutely. Everyone walks at their own level. You know, some are good at the walking and they're out front, and others just take a stroll, and it's just very relaxing and a beautiful experience. I suppose isolation and loneliness here in Ireland is a big factor. Mm-hmm. And this gets people out and about, because a lot of people would say, I have family. Some of them are not here in this country, or some of them live miles away in this country. So that person might not see anybody from one end of the week to the other. So getting on board and coming in, it's a wonderful, wonderful idea. And I'll finish off by saying what happens is, if you don't want to walk, but you want to meet up with the group, you can come along to the Orchard at 8 o'clock. It's not expensive, €2 for a cup of tea and mighty treats. Mm-hmm. And I swear you'd enjoy it, and everyone does.
Well, many thanks for that, Jane. And we're also joined on the line by Judith, who's also a member of Walkie, Talkie and Tea. And as Jane mentioned there, Walkie and Talkie Tea, apart from weekly walks and get-togethers, there are also other events which have taken place over the last couple of months, including talks given by other people. And one event which was due to take place at the weekend but had to be postponed by events that were taking place across the country was, of course, the Spring Gala. So perhaps, Judith, you could start by telling us when this will now take place.
Okay, so we've had to reschedule due to unforeseen circumstances, as you mentioned. So we're now rescheduled to the Sunday, the 10th of May. The Spring Gala is taking place in the Hotel Kilmore between 2 and 6 in the afternoon. Yep. It'll be a lovely day. Old families are welcome. It will be around, if I get this right now, around 40 stalls I think we've got signed up, between wellness hubs, between crafts, between homemade baked goods, There's going to be plenty there for everybody. It'll be a lovely afternoon, and a chance to kind of come together and meet the people that are already established in Walkie Talkie Tea, and get to know a bit about what we're about, and hopefully expand the group.
Yeah.
I became a member of the group, I think, back in late October of last year. And this group has grown phenomenally since then. And we'd love to keep that going.
Yeah. And of course, it's a non-profit initiative set up to combat loneliness.
So a non-profit. As Jane mentioned, there is a little €2 charge just towards the tea and coffee. Yeah. But Anne-Marie comes out with her box of treats and absolutely spoils everybody rotten. It's well worth it. And as I said many a time before, I've met people there that I would now class as lifelong friends. And
if anyone wants to come along and join you, you start off from the Orchard Bar in Drummalee, is it?
We do. We generally go from the Orchard Bar around 7:30. We do a little warm up, just a quick stretch there, just to make sure that we're nice and healthy and nobody's going to pull a muscle.
Yep.
Although we all do have our first aid, we'd like to not have to use it.
Yep.
We leave the Orchard at 7:30 on a gentle walk. You take it at your own pace. So we may have some that are, want to kind of use it as more of a fitness thing, and they're up front leading the group, and then some of us are more hanging back for the social side of things and just having a chat and a gentle walk at your own pace. We do a once a lap from the Orchard around Consmith Park. So it's like Jane said, it's about 2 kilometres around there, and we meet back at the Orchard.
Yeah, and I suppose, as you say, or as Jane was saying, I suppose loneliness doesn't discriminate against anyone, so it's all ages are welcome.
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Like I'm not originally from Cavan. I came to Cavan 9 years ago, and I have to say, when I first moved, it's quite isolating. I'm also a special needs parent, so that situation can also lead to isolation.
Yeah.
And then obviously, COVID, that kind of killed community groups like Walkie Talkie and Tea. So it's great to see them, become established again, and a great success so far, and long may it continue.
Yeah, and I suppose even though we're a couple of years out of COVID, and hopefully we'll never see the likes of that again, it's kind of people who maybe went into isolation just remained in isolation.
Absolutely. Well, I had a baby during COVID, so I know all too well, trying to run a family and managing that situation during COVID. It was horrendous, because being from the UK originally, we have no family in this country, so it was literally our household, and that was it.
Yeah.
So it really did highlight the need for groups like Walkie Talkie and Tea, and I was delighted when I saw it on Facebook. And also we have an Instagram page there for anybody that would like to join, get more information about the group. So I would actively encourage people to go on social media. There's plenty of information about Walkie Talkie and Tea and our upcoming events. I know that we have a lot of events coming, and a few guest speakers. We've got guest speakers coming starting the 20th of April. We have Cicada, who are doing a little active talk there about the importance of keeping moving. The 27th of April, which is the following week, we have Gemma that's joining us from the Cavan Sports Partnership. And then we've got ongoing things right up until, well, I suppose kind of the middle of June, really. So there's always upcoming events with Walkie Talkie and Tea. There's always something to look forward to. Christmas party was fantastic. It was a great effort, the Christmas party, and hopefully the Christmas party will run again this year.
And is it an all year round organisation, or is it hope that's the way I know you?
No, we don't take a break. The only time we've actually taken a break is the bank holidays, because we just tend to find that it doesn't suit as many people, so that's the only time we've ever taken a break. There's plenty of us, so say if Anne-Marie wasn't available, there's plenty of us.
There's always someone
registered with Get Walking Ireland. There's always someone else that can be the group leader that day and take the walk, so it does continue, so nobody misses out, because we know how important these weekly meets are. Like Jane said, you could not meet one person from the next week. Like a weekly walk like this gives somebody some focus, gives something to look forward to, and again, it's combating loneliness and getting them out and about.
And I suppose especially on a Monday, when perhaps if you've been working or back to work and back to the school routine or kids to school,
Monday
it kind of motivates you a little bit, perhaps.
It gives you something to look forward to at the end of a Monday, because having kids myself, Monday is always a down day. Like you say, getting kids back to school, it gives you something to look forward to. At the end of that evening, it's like, okay, this is a little bit of time for me now. I'm going to go have a walk. I'm going to meet my friends and have a lovely cup of tea at the end of it.
Yeah. And just give us the details again of the Spring Gala, the new date and the location again.
Yeah. The new date now has been postponed until May the 10th. So it's Sunday, May the 10th, and it'll be from 2 till 6 p.m. in the Hotel Kilmore in Cavan.
Yeah, and I suppose I know we're kind of flooded with events at Christmas, coming up to Christmas, so it's nice to have something this time of the year when things are a little bit thin on the ground, and something like this, as you say, it's an opportunity to see local crafters and maybe spoil yourself with a little treat or some nice baked goods.
Definitely. I'm all for the baked goods. Definitely I'll be heading there, but it is nice to support local as well.
Yeah.
You know, that is very important, and it's another way of building community, you know.
And a good opportunity to meet members of the Walkie, Talkie and Tea.
Absolutely. You know, we'll all hopefully by then be very identifiable by the time the 10th of May comes around. You know, anybody that is thinking of joining, wants a little bit of information, come and approach us. We're very open to new members. We're welcoming new members. Each week we're seeing more and more people join the group, and we want to see this expand. I know Anne-Marie has mentioned the word nationwide, so I think there are bigger plans ahead.
Yeah.
So who knows where this might lead?
Yeah. Well, from small acorns, isn't it? Or the great oaks grow. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, Judith, thanks very much for joining us here on the Virginia Roundup.
No problem at all. Thanks, Declan.
You can listen to all of the previous episodes of the Virginia Roundup wherever you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Audible, and at thevirginiaroundup.podbean.com.
And many thanks to Judith and Jane for joining us here on the Virginia Roundup. And don't forget, if you'd like to pop along and join the Walkie, Talkie and Tea group, all you have to do is pop along to the Orchard Bar, Drummondley in Cavan on the Monday night at 7:30 p.m. for a gentle 2-kilometre walk. And then they return to the Orchard Bar for a cup of tea at around 8 o'clock. And as we mentioned there, it is €2 to cover the cost of the tea. And of course, you can find them on Facebook as well. And their Spring Gala will be taking place on Sunday, the 10th of May at the Hotel Kilmore in Cavan between 2 and 6 p.m. Lots of baked goods, crafters, and small businesses and local businesses will have stalls at that event. And of course, you can meet members of Walkie, Talkie and Tea as well. Okay, time now for our 2-minute reset.
The 2-minute reset on the Virginia Roundup.
Thanks, Declan. Belonging is the warm, comfortable feeling of being accepted and valued for exactly who you are. It means having a place where you feel safe, seen and respected, whether that is within a family, a group of friends, a workplace, or a community. True belonging does not require us to change or pretend to be someone else to fit in. Rather, it is a positive space where our unique, authentic selves are welcomed and celebrated. As human beings, we have a fundamental need to connect and find our place in the world. This sense of connection brings joy and security, allowing us to build strong, positive relationships and feel supported during difficult times. Belonging is a two-way street, built on mutual respect, kindness and understanding between people. It thrives on open communication, inclusivity, and valuing every voice regardless of background. When we feel we belong, we feel empowered to contribute and participate, leading to greater happiness, resilience, and personal growth. It is about creating a friendly environment where everyone feels they have a meaningful place, making our community stronger and more vibrant. Belonging is about recognizing our shared humanity and ensuring that everyone feels, I am welcome here. I'm Michelle, and I'll be back on the next episode of the Virginia Roundup.
The 2-minute reset on the Virginia Roundup.
The Virginia Roundup.
Many thanks for that, Michelle. And Michelle will be back with us again next month here on the Virginia Roundup. Well, if you want to get up off the couch and become active but don't know how, well, here's Gary Brazil to tell you more on Age Defy Fitness.
Age Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil on the Virginia Roundup.
Hey folks, Gary Brazil here. Personal trainer, coach, former stressed out corporate guy with a million bad habits and founder of Age Defy Fitness. I specialise in helping men and women over 40. The ones who feel like they've tried it all. The ones who've had the gym memberships, the diet books, the plans that lasted maybe a week, if even that. I help them finally take back control And not just for fat loss, but with confidence, energy, and a real mindset shift. Right, let me ask you something. How many times have you said to yourself, I need to get fitter, I'll start walking more, I must do something. And then life happens. Work, kids, weather, dark evenings, feeling a bit tired. Next thing you know, the months have gone by. But here's the thing. We all have good intentions, but good intentions don't get you fitter. Action does. And today I want to talk about one of the simplest ways that you can start to take action. And there's no gym involved, no classes, no pressure. It's just you, a pair of runners, and a bit of fresh cabin air. I'm talking about Couch to 5K. And with the evenings getting brighter, a bit of heat in the sun, well, occasionally in cabin anyway, sure there's no better time to start, is there? Now, before I even explain Couch to 5K, let's be honest about something. The reason most people don't start is because they don't know how to. It's because they're afraid. Afraid they won't be able for it. Afraid they'll look silly. Afraid they'll get out of breath after 30 seconds. And here's my favourite one. I'll get a bit fitter first and then I'll start. That's like saying you learn to swim after you learn how not to drown. It doesn't work like that. Everyone starts unfit. Everyone struggles at the start and everyone questions themselves in the first few sessions. I know I find that with sessions that I do with new clients, you know, they start feeling that they're not able to do it. But as they get on and as they get on with it, they improve, you know, and the confidence lifts. The difference with some people is some people push through it. And Couch to 5K is designed to help you do exactly that. So what is Couch to 5K? Maybe some of you do already know about this. But basically, it's a simple program designed for beginners. You don't go out and run 5 kilometers on day one. You start with walking, short jogs, and then back to walking. And then over time, the running part starts to increase week by week, session by session, until one day you've run that 5K. And you're standing here thinking, how the hell did I do that? And that's the magic of it. Build you up slowly. It's no shock to the system. It's no ego. It's just progress. And listen, it isn't just about running. It's about what running can do for you. Within a couple of weeks, you'll notice you have more energy, you're sleeping better, your head is clearer, and your stress levels start to drop. And here's a big one. You start to feel proud of yourself again. There's something a lot of people lose over time. You go from sitting on the sofa thinking about starting to actually doing something. And that changes everything. Even physically, your fitness improves, your heart gets stronger, you start burning more calories, your body starts to feel lighter. But the biggest change, confidence. You stop saying, I can't, and you start saying, I did. And here's the best part. You don't have to do this on your own. There are options right here locally in Virginia that are advertised in community groups on Facebook. You see posters up in local shops or wherever advertising new events that are coming up. So you can walk it, jog it, run it, half crawl it if you want. Nobody cares. There are people there at all levels. And once you go once, you realise something. Nobody's judging you, but everyone is encouraging you. And that's powerful because when you're part of something, you'll stick with it. Now, I have to be honest. The first few sessions, they won't be pretty. You'll be out of breath. You'll question yourself. You'll think this isn't for me. But that's absolutely normal. That's part of it. You're doing something different. You're out of your comfort zone. You're not struggling because you're unfit. You're struggling because you're starting. There's a big difference. And if you stick with it, even for a few weeks, your body will adapt quicker than you think. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I need to do something, well, Couch to 5K could be the thing for you. So no excuses left because you don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to be fit. You don't need perfect weather and you don't need fancy gear. You just need to start. Even if it's just 10 minutes, even if it's mostly walking. And even if you feel awkward, because nobody out there cares what you look like, because they're too busy trying to catch their own breath. And 6 to 8 weeks from now, you could be fitter, stronger, and more confident than you've felt in years, all from putting one foot in front of the other. So lace up the runners, get out the door, and get moving. And if you need structure, accountability, or someone in your corner who understands what it's like to rebuild after 40, drop me a message on Instagram, Gary Brazil, Age Defy Fitness, or on Facebook, Age Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil. And if you want more information on Steel Flex Gym in Virginia, where I do personal training sessions, why not give their page a follow on Instagram at Steel Flex Gym. I'm Gary Brazil. This is Age Defy Fitness, and I will see you on the next episode.
Age Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil on the Virginia Roundup.
Many thanks for that, Gary. And of course, you can follow Gary online. And of course, you'll always be able to catch Gary in person at Steel Flex Gym in the Virginia Business Park on the Baileyborough Road in Virginia. And of course, Gary will be back with us next month here on the Virginia Roundup. Now, just to remind you that if you'd like to get in contact with us here at the Virginia Roundup, you can always email us. It's the virginiaroundup@gmail.com. And of course, we're on Facebook, facebook.com/the Virginia Roundup. if you want to contact us about anything at all. And of course, if you've got any upcoming events, if you're involved in a community, sports or charity group, or you've got a charity fundraiser coming up and you'd like it mentioned on the Virginia Roundup, we'll be more than happy to do that for you. So just get in contact with us by those channels. Well, that is all we have for this month here on the Virginia Roundup. Many thanks to our guests on this month's edition, and we will talk to you on the 15th of May. From Declan Traynor, for the moment, it's bye-bye for now.